Okay, I forgot one before I start my day. Ernestine, just go ahead on and tell J-Mo that you don't want to be with him no more. Please just go ahead and do so. There's no point of you sitting up here trying to lie, Craig. Ain't no point. Because you don't like the fact that he's up there still spending time with Melissa. He's still helping Melissa. At the end of the day, I get that he's getting you money, but my whole thing is what you should be focusing on is getting your career back and figuring out what you're gonna do now after what that man did. I don't even know why you got with him, knowing the fact that you went through what you went through. I can't for the life of me understand why you would be with him in the first place. Why would you want to be with somebody that sat up there and made you lose your career? And and with Trey, I think you and Trey would be good together. And it's gonna be crazy if Trey ends up with your best friend. Because if J-Mo does find out, you best believe he gonna try to push old girl on Trey. Cause eventually her and Trey gonna end up getting close, and then what? You gonna mess around and lose him because of the fact that him and your best friend now done got close. So girl, you better get it together at this point. You better get it together and you better figure it out. So I don't know what to tell you in this situation, but you need to figure out this whole situation because it don't make no sense at this point. But it is what it is. But all I will say in this situation is, girl, good luck. Because you're going to need it. Because he is eventually going to find out. And when he do, he is going to have a field day when he find out. So what I would say in all of these situations is, don't get me wrong, this stuff does happen every day. But at the same time, there are people that do need to have consequences. They do. Now, Rolanda, what you going to do now that your friend is back? I guess he back now, so I guess y'all going to be going to work out. Wait till Shayla find out that you and Rolanda are working out. It'll be crazy if Malachi run into Shayla and he tells Shayla that you and Ro are working out. And Rolanda, you need to be honest with yourself. You need to tell the truth. You are in love with Anthony, and you need to be honest with yourself and stop lying to yourself. Not only that, I felt like you and David would have been good together. And I don't know why they didn't put her and David together in the first place, especially around that time that he was there for her. That would have been a perfect time for Rolanda and David to get together. Because I think, just like everybody talks about Amber, I think that all these females need to be with somebody different. All of them do. I think that Amber need to be with somebody new. I do like the fact that they are putting somebody they're putting somebody new for Ernestine. I do like that, but I wish it won't James. I do know that much. But anyway, at the end of the day, like I said, it's always something. So I just feel like that in this particular situation that, they got to figure it out. But she needs to just go ahead on and just move on from this situation. And move on from J-Mo and just move forward. Because ain't no point in you trying to be with somebody that basically, essentially, is disrespecting you in every way, shape, form, or fashion. So the only thing I can tell you is, in this particular situation, I think you better let it go, sweetheart, and move forward and move on with your life and let it be that. Because you deserve so much better than J-Mo. You deserve so much better than this. So just, just move on from it, because it ain't worth it at this point. Ain't no point of doing that. So just move on and let it be, and just move forward, because ain't no point of trying to sit up here and mess with a man that messed up your career. Even though he wasn't the one that did it and Melissa was the one that did it, girl, you're going to be continuously dealing with Melissa and her family. Oh, and Hollywood, girl, I ain't mad at what you did. Girl, Hollywood said, I'm going to sign up for the course. Ooh, wait till Sonny find out that Hollywood has signed out. Wait till Mike find out that Hollywood done signed up for that course. Ooh, girl, you playing chess, not checkers. I ain't mad at you. She gonna make sure that girl ain't doing nothing. Sonny, what you gonna do when you find out that Hollywood is actually there? And Mike, how you gonna keep your behavior in check now that she there? Cause now that Hollywood is there, then what? She gonna be able to keep an eye on your behind and make sure you ain't doing nothing you ain't got no business doing. I ain't mad. Girl, I am not mad at you at all. I think that is absolutely brilliant. I would do the same thing though. I would. So yeah, she definitely. I got her on that one. Yeah, I see you. I see you. Hollywood. I see, girl, what you doing. I see you. I see you. I see you, girl. I see you. I sure do. And I ain't mad at it. I ain't. Because that way she can keep an eye on Mike and make sure Mike ain't doing nothing he ain't got no business doing. And can catch him if he is. So now Mike got to be on his best behavior. So I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it at all. But we'll see how, you know what I'm saying, it all, work out. But with that being said, I think that's pretty much it. I can't think of nothing else, in all honesty. I can't, because there was nothing really going. Oh, Lawrence and Erica. Lawrence just told Erica the truth. And you should have fired her when you had a chance to fire her, and you chose not to fire her. So now take everything that come with it. You chose not to fire that girl. You decided to keep her on, and now look at all the mess that she's doing. Now you might be locked up because of her. It's going to be crazy when they find out that he never did nothing with her. I think Erica going to be the one to find out. But I believe she going to try to do something to her Erica. I think she going to try to do something to her Erica, because Erica going to find out she's not pregnant. And I believe that she going to be the one that's going to end up in danger, and Lawrence going to be the one to save her. That or DC, or both of them going to save her. But when they do, I think DC ain't going to want him to be nowhere near around her or nowhere around Jada. And that's why I say I think Erica and DC going to end up back together. And Sarah going to end up out in the cold. And I feel bad for Sarah. I really do. Sarah, you shouldn't have married him. Girl, after everything he did, girl, you should have left him where he at. The fact that he's upset because you're doing what's best for you, girl, that's not your person. Anytime a person can't understand why you made the choice that you made, that's not your person. Not at all. So I really feel bad for Sarah. But like I said, I hate they even went this direction, but they did. They went this direction, and people are not happy about it because we were really hoping for an engagement. And I guess that's not what we're going to get, are we? Well, with that being said, like I said, it ain't too much we can talk about when it comes to these Country Wayne skits, because we're going to keep saying the same thing over and over and over again and regurgitating the same thing over and over and over again. That's just what we're going to do, unfortunately. So, even though, yeah, we can try to go about it different ways, but there's no other way to go about it unless something dramatic happens. Other than that, ain't too much else you can do at this point except, let it play out. But, like I said, we'll have to just see. But, like I said, I hate that they're even going this route, but that's the route they chose to go. So, it is what it is. So, time to move on. Time to move on to something else. I don't know what I'm going to watch just as yet, but it's just time to move on to something else. But we will figure it out. But with that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And until next time, I'll talk to y'all later.